Hey everybody, welcome to the Comic Chatter IG channel. I am one of your hosts, the 1/3 of the Comic Chatter Trinity. This is Eddie. Welcome and thank you for joining me for our first installment of our Comic Chatter IG channel. This is also going to be on YouTube, but mainly it's going to be pretty much directed right at IGTV, I think. Yeah. Um, so let me give you the rundown. Like we talked about on the IG Live that one night when we unveiled our new logo, we are going to be using this channel as another outlet to get you guys more content about a lot of comics and graphic novels that we've read that we want to talk about, but we haven't gotten around to talking about it on the podcast because, Miguel may have read something that I didn't, or maybe Guy read something that we both didn't, and, so on and so forth. So there's so much out there. We want to be able to get you guys as much as we possibly can. And with this first installment, I want to talk about the recent illustrated graphic novel called Batman the Dark Prince Charming. It's by Enrico Marini, and this is only part one of it that I'll talk about in this episode. But I'll be coming back with part two as well, especially if you guys have comments and if you guys want to talk about it later on. But let's get right into it. But for a matter of fact, for anyone that doesn't want any spoilers, I'm going to say right now, this is the non-spoiler review. Okay, I give it 9 stars out of 10, okay, because that's the rating that I just came into my head right now. And right off the bat, I'll tell you, this is a story that you've never read before. It's taking a lot of the great things from the Batman mythos, like Joker, Harley Quinn, Catwoman, Alfred, and, Jim Gordon as well, and bringing it into a brand new type of scenario. Haven't read anything like this before. And also, the biggest thing is, this is one-of-a-kind art. We haven't seen anything illustrated in this manner. I'm going to have a whole bunch of pages and panels scrolling through the video as well, so then you can actually see it. But right off the bat, when you can see it from the cover, this is how good the book looks all the way through, and it's gorgeous. So with that, it's an amazing story of Batman being the detective that he is. A lot of action going right into it, and a different type of Joker as well. So, spoiler review over. Go get it if you want to read it, because it's definitely worth the read. Tell you that. So, I'm going to start off right now. So it goes right into a beautiful scene. Well, not beautiful technically when you think about it in context, but illustrated gorgeously. All right, and we're seeing a little girl kidnapped, or well, we assume she's kidnapped right off the bat because she's in the middle of a sewer, and she's screaming out, she's crying out for her mom. But she doesn't get her mom; she gets Joker instead. And we first get we get the first glimpse of Joker himself, and he has a nice, cool-looking look. It has a very modern style, but at the same time, old school feel as well, because he has his nice suit and and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty awesome looking at him like that. A little bit more, I guess, humanistic as well, because it's you see him with a big grin, but it's based on the makeup. So beautiful, interpretation of the Joker that we already know and love. So we go into it, and now we're hitting a flashback moment and everything in Wayne Manor. Bruce is trying to figure out what what happened, where the little girl is, and all that. But now, throughout the whole book, we're going to he's shooting back at us what happened prior at this moment, and we start off with a badass car chase. Okay, Joker's with his thugs. They're trying to get hightail it away from the police and all this crazy shit. And then we get this beautiful scene of the Dark Knight himself onlooking the whole Gotham scenery itself and everything from the rooftops on his his trusty gargoyle. I'm sure he named it one day, who knows. But we get this beautiful aerial scene, and I'm like, wow, this is gorgeous. It's again, the artwork is already right off the bat. it's stupendous. Like it's insane that he actually illustrated every one of these bits and pieces for these books. So now we see back at the Joker chase, because he ripped off Catwoman herself. So now she's chasing him down and everything from her with his gangsters and all that. He eventually, gets away from her too, because he's the Joker and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of good dialogue in between, the Joker's thugs and Joker himself. And it's really cool because he's capturing an essence of Joker that we rarely get to see, but he is definitely the Joker with his own rules. And it's so cool to see that. Like, one moment he's like so sweet and kind of like, he's all about the heist. He's like, everything's going well, we're fine. Then the next moment he's kicking out his one of his underlings out of the car because he was smoking weed. Who knew? So now we have the appearance of Batman coming in, saving the day for whatever, how he does it the best way he can, which is stopping Joker from being able to, finish off the heist and, kick some more ass, take some names, doing his thing. He's Batman. So none of that changes. And then again, we have a different type of Joker. The one thing I really loved about this story, right off the first 10 or 12 pages, I'm getting the sense of that this is not just a Batman detective story. This is a Joker story. A lot of it is going on right now is really just circulating around the Joker himself. Everything that he's doing, why he's doing it, and we find out right after the reason why is because he's trying to get something for Harley Quinn. He was like he comes out and he's like, oh shit, the pearls, what he stole is missing. It happens. And then we finally get to see right after that Jim Gordon and Batman on their beautiful scenery and all that, on the rooftops. Of course, I make fun of Miguel and a guy for this all the time, but Batman also has a dislike for vaping, and he makes fun of Jim Gordon about vaping right now. But we all know Jim Gordon is always trying to stop smoking. He smokes cigars all the time, but now he's trying vaping to get away from the habit. It doesn't stick. I'll tell you that much, guys. So, moving forward, now we find out that Harley Quinn's birthday was the day. That's why he was trying to steal some pearls. Didn't work out the way he wanted. But, he's trying his best. He's trying to be a good boyfriend. That kind of goes to show you, right? He's still a sadistic asshole. He just killed somebody 5 minutes prior to that when he was coming in from his, his foiled heist. But, he made the best out of it. Harley Quinn also has a brand new look, in this comic, graphic novel itself. She looks gorgeous as well. He has a very, I guess, I don't want to say the wrong thing here, but he has a very nice eye for design and makes very beautiful artwork. So you'll like when you see this little scroll up coming up. So now here's where the plot thickens, okay, and we get a little bit more of an idea coming in. Joker's actually watching the news. He sees one moment another jewel that Harley wants. She really needs it. All that blah blah blah. All those shiny things. And then we see that Bruce Wayne is getting sued by his apparent baby mama. Yes, he has a baby mama, and of course, no one really believes it, especially Bruce himself. He's like, that's bullshit. I didn't knock anybody up. But apparently he does. So now enters Miss Shelley, okay? She is the former waitress of a bar in I believe it was the Narrows and everything of Gotham. And she claims that Bruce is the baby's father, the child. And the daughter's name, okay, is Alina, okay? And very little cute little girl, has a little birthmark and all that. Really well designed and everything. You saw her in the first panels. And it just so happens to be that she's a little Batman fan. She has a Batman doll, and of course Bruce sees it, and then he's just like, okay, like what's up with this girl, and so on and so forth. So it's an interesting point of view here, because now this is a literal I want money, give it to me now, or we're going to court. You're going to lose. And Bruce is like, look, he even sees that she has marks on her arm about her, being a drug addict. So it's crazy seeing all these little bits and pieces going on. He's doing his detective thing, like pretty much just as on the whim. Like he's just like, I get it. You want money. I'm a billionaire, but we should really go through the right channels. So right there, we're getting a different type of story. We haven't seen any type of paternity test from Bruce Wayne in God knows when. Like I can't remember the last comic. I think I've read that someone thought that Bruce was their baby's father. So it's a very different story, guys. And now we get the entrance of, like, we still see that now there is a love interest still there. Selena Kyle and Bruce Wayne are still a thing. He draws her beautifully as well, illustrates, and we move into a few extra cool panels. Really awesome stuff. So now, again, things could turn for the worse because now we understand what Joker was thinking. Joker now kidnaps a little Alina because now he's going to blackmail Bruce Wayne to save his precious new little daughter that he just discovered and get by him the blue diamond pearls, like diamond that Harley Quinn so desperately needs. So it's just so cool. Now we're back to the very first panel. So cool how he's like, bringing it all to turn. And one of the coolest things about this, this exchange, the little girl, she's a little firecracker. She's having a banter between this homicidal maniac, and he's loving it. Like, he's going back and forth with it. There's a moment he tries to make her an animal balloon, and she's like, it looks like crap. And he's just like, you're right. Oh my God, this looks like crap. And it's just like funny. And now we're getting that different feel of Joker. His writing is really good. This is actually probably my first piece that I've ever read of Marini's, and I'm glad it is this. I know I've heard that he's very good at other books, like he's with the other books that he has written, but I haven't gotten around to it. Like I said, guys, there's a lot of content. So Joker and Alina are having this exchange back and forth. Harley's getting a little jealous right now, but that's just how she is because she is crazy as well. We move in forward to Bruce in the Batcave with Alfred, and there's some confirmation that this is his kid, and it's pretty nuts because now you can tell when a dad is pissed because Batman's on a freaking he's on a temper tantrum, to say the least, because now he's kicking ass on everybody he finds on the streets, trying to find the Joker, trying to find out where Alina is, and it's badass because he's just going from one place to the other, just kicking ass, and it's the coolest shit in the world. It was just like we're seeing him beat up a few Jokers that he saw over here, and then all of a sudden he's tailing the prostitutes. On this point, he's like where are they? Like, tell me where he's hiding, and I won't break anything. Eventually, he gets now to our second villain that we actually get to see. Third, not counting Joker and Harley. Killer Croc makes his appearance, and he looks cool looking too. He's very mixture of a big gangster guy, brawler, but it's kind of confusing seeing his, like, if it is that is his mutation being scales or if they look like tattoos. I still like it aesthetically. He does have these little, the protruding, marks going on. You'll see that in the scroll up, obviously, when it happens. And then, he goes about his way. He's fighting angry. He's trying to make sure that he gets as much info as possible. And so eventually he kicks Croc's ass himself as well. But not without taking a few punches himself. To move into it later on, he's angry. He's pissed. Trying to find out where his daughter is now, and he just can't figure out where. And that's where we finish off with this book, of book one itself. Joker is happy with his plan, his upcoming plan anyway, because technically in book two is where he gives you all the details, but in book one, it's a lot of action, a lot of setup, beautiful artwork, and it's so good of a read. I understand why it sold out so quickly the first time. He even did a second printing for Dark Prince Charming Part 1. And that's pretty much where it is, guys. I'll do another video for Part 2 itself. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, please go out and read this book because it's freaking amazing. And don't forget to comment and let us know what you think. And hopefully, this new channel, it brings us closer together. It gives you more content that we wanted to give you. And so with that, this is Eddie from the Comic Chatter. Okay, Comic Chatter Trinity. Remember that. The other two guys, they'll give you some other videos themselves. So don't forget to comment. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, obviously, Vero, and YouTube. This is also going to be a YouTube video, guys. And again, thank you. Appreciate it. Take care. Comic Chatter out. Peace.